Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sacred Oil of Reiki Healing. I'm Romula, and we are stepping back into 28 days of Reiki. Today is day 7, and our focus is our amazing crown chakra. We have gone through every single chakra, starting from the root, working our way up to our crown, so that we start off with the physical body being touched by Reiki. And we will be going into our second week after today, which is super, super exciting. That will be days 8 through 14, which is based off of activation and expansion, because we're doing it like a new moon, like a moon cycle. So we're at the new moon, we start our new beginning. We've kind of put our focus internally on our physical body, and then now let's take that and let's grow, let's expound on that. So super excited for next week, but let's go ahead and get through our day 7. Like I said, the focus is the crown chakra, and it's all about the spiritual alignment, right? From our root that's connected to the earth, and also connecting us to the universe, right? And so with that, I did do some crown chakra work earlier, and it's very interesting because I feel like I'm intuitively connected, but after doing the Reiki, I was like, oh man, like I started realizing there are certain things that have been getting in the way of my connection, my growth as an individual, whether if it's in this physical world or spiritually, emotionally and mentally. So I realized, I was like, yep, I still gotta strengthen my spiritual connection, I really kind of sit down in those modes of, asking the Great Spirit for guidance and making sure that I'm doing what I need to do to stay in good graces, in terms of making sure that I'm walking on this earth and doing what's right as a human being, in terms of cultivating the earth, making sure the earth is, I'm always aware of the earth and the decisions that I make and how it affects it, and like just also understanding that I'm just a small piece of this living universe, and every living organism plays its part. So let me not get too deep into it, because again, I'm supposed to be focusing on sending you guys Reiki as I'm going through this journey. But certain things will come up, and it's okay to take a few moments to kind of ponder and decompress, break down the certain feelings or thoughts or emotions that are coming to fruition during this healing journey. So with that, we have our fun little, well, not our fun little Reiki fact, because I tell that in the end, but we have our little details to focus on while we are receiving Reiki today. So the body focus would be the pineal gland and the scalp. Okay. Pineal gland and scalp, all in this general. I think the pineal gland might be back here, but I could be wrong, because I think that's the amygdala and hippocampus, which is part of the brain stem. You got the frontal cortex, and then there was like the motor and sensory. Can you tell that I studied the brain a little bit? Because I'm literally like breaking this down and being like, oh my God, my psychology professors and mentors will be so ashamed of me for not remembering all the parts of the brain. But that's okay, because you know what that means? I got to go back and do some more work, start memorizing the brain a little bit more. But so in the pineal gland and the scalp, our healing theme is trusting universal support. And that kind of hit me a little bit, because and that also comes into my spiritual connection, like needing to strengthen that. A lot of times, at least for me, is like I want to put the faith out there, I want the belief, I want the hope, right? And a lot of times I beat myself up and I'm like, oh man, I'm not getting the guidance I need, I'm not listening, right? And so this really, really resonates, because sometimes I don't trust the universe, and it's not because like the universe has done me wrong. It's just that for me, I've had these certain expectations and visions of things, not really noticing like, okay, these things that you're visioning, like what goes into that process, like, who's affected by it, blah, 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 blah. And I do sometimes struggle with putting faith in others, especially in the sense of divinity, because it's like there's so many other people in the world going through so much, like, how can you take the time to help me, right? When there's actual other people that are suffering on a level that I have never experienced, right? So it's just that this resonates with me, and I hope it resonates with you guys. But yeah, like trusting the universal support, like the universe is there. It's there to guide. It's there to support where needed. If I need abundance, trust in the universe, trust in the great spirit, right? Trust in the higher consciousness of benevolence to give me that guidance, to give me that path. And sometimes as a human being too, you have to realize that it just doesn't happen tomorrow. So sorry about that. So like I said, the Reiki focus is strengthening spiritual connection. And our moon energy is the completion of the first arc. So we've gone from new and we're coming into our crescent, our waxing crescent, that will then lead us to the full moon and that cycle. So we have completed the first arc. Now it's time to go to the next level. I'm skipping ahead. Now, it's really about reconnecting with meaning and support. And yes, I'm looking at my notes and things like that because I have a lot of notes and I write a lot of stuff, type a lot of stuff, and sometimes I have to sift through it. But this really stuck out to me is the reconnecting with meaning and support. Oftentimes we are connected, but we don't really know what direction we're going in. We don't really understand like the meaning of it. And then also with that, like what comes with that in support, in support of this reconnection. So, and I don't mean to go on, but I think this is very, very important. That's why I'm saying these things. The thing is that, and the thought just ran away. Oh, so for instance, like a lot of things that I've been trying to manifest and send intention to, right? I didn't really have a meaning for it. Like I was like, yeah, I need something just to kind of fix a problem, right? But I'm not looking at the bigger picture. And if I'm going to reconnect and I'm going to make this new change in my chapter where I really am focusing on myself and making sure that I'm self-healing and making sure that I'm taking time for the TLC and not putting others ahead of me, because at the end of the day, I can't keep pouring my cup for others, right? At some point, I have to start putting that back in. So if I'm going to be reconnecting and rechanging this pattern, especially with the fire horse coming for Chinese New Year, what exactly am I trying to attain, and what support involves that? And so if I'm going to reconnect, I really need to have that intention. I need to really have that vision. I need to really understand the meaning of why I am trying to reconnect, why I am trying to take better care of myself, why I am trying to go through this healing journey, and understand that I'm trying to break previous habits and move forward. So I've talked enough. Let's go ahead. I hope that my Reiki gets big enough that I can actually have Reiki groups where we can go through this 28 days together and actually sit down and have these conversations. And me, instead of just sending about 7 to 10 minutes of Reiki, like really being able to send about 30 minutes of Reiki, 45, and opening it up for discussion. But in due time, y'all. And yes, this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual because I had to come back in, get back on schedule, and fill in with some good information that I felt I needed to share. So with that being said, let's go ahead and focus on our breath. Oop, let me turn this guy off because it's making a lot of noise in the background. And our mantra for the day is that I am supported by universal energy. Remember, Reiki is the universal life force energy guided by a higher consciousness. And so it's very interesting that we come on our last day of the first week of this 28-day challenge to say to ourselves, I am supported by, I can't get it right. I am supported by universal energy. Okay, that's a big statement. And even when I say it, I feel it trembling in my bones. I feel my belly getting little butterflies because I am nervous. We can all be nervous. We can all be a little excited or scared for change, but change needs to happen. And if we are willing to change, then we have to go through that journey and go through those steps. And part of that is trusting the universe. Part of that is accepting the support that you can get, not just from yourself or others such as friends and family, but just understand the universe is there for you. That this beautiful energy called Reiki is the universal life force energy guided by higher consciousness. That this alternative therapy known as Reiki is the Japanese technique that helps promote relaxation and rejuvenation, allowing us to self-heal. And when you implement it into an everyday practice of healing yourself, wanting to heal yourself, wanting to change for truly the betterment of yourself and your environment, understand that today I am supported by the universal energy. Understand that for 28 days, you will be receiving the universal life force energy guided by higher consciousness. We are sending Reiki to our crown chakra, our little beacon to the universe. But also understand we've spent 7 days sending this beautiful energy, not just to our crown, but to our root chakra that is connected to the very planet we live in, our Mother Earth. We can ground with her. And we can send that beautiful energy from a beautiful root to our sacral, to our solar plexus, to our heart, to our throat and our brow, ending last at our crown, filling our cup that it spills over and recycles back through our root, the beautiful, radiant, golden white energy flowing from our root up, pouring upward like a beautiful fountain through our crown, into the universe and into our Mother Earth. We are reconnecting with meaning and support. We are here together, having this journey and all of these amazing things. Oh golly, that is so crazy that happened. Ignore the sound in the background. Focus on the Reiki. It is okay. Focus on my breath, on my voice, not on the sound in the background, and understand that Reiki is here. Reiki in this moment is allowing you to be relaxed and rejuvenated. This is so insane that this is happening, but it is okay. This is a prime example that distractions will come and try and distract us from our main purpose. But right now in this moment, we are focusing on our breath. We're focusing on our body. We're focusing on our moment of receiving this beautiful life force energy called Reiki, so that it fills from our root to our sacral, to our solar plexus, to our heart, to our throat, up to our brow and our crown. I don't think I'll be adding music to this again. But trust in the universe. Just like that moment, that bit of distraction, all those voices, I stayed focused to make sure that I still sent Reiki. That I was still focused to send this life force energy guided by a higher consciousness to help promote relaxation and rejuvenation to you so that you may self-heal. that these first 7 days during this new moon journey that we're playing, new moon into full moon and back again, this beautiful cycle, that we continue this, that we rebuild and build upon so that we can be better for and to ourselves. Allow Reiki to flow. And no matter what distractions are there, this is your time to receive this beautiful energy. I am supported by the universal 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 energy. Reiki will flow where it sees fit, but our focus is our chakra, is our crown chakra, which Reiki will flow to the pineal gland as well as the scalp. Trust the universal support. Trust the universal support. I am supported by the universal energy. Thank you so much for joining today. I do apologize for the small audio snafu. But again, like I mentioned, sometimes there are distractions that try to take you away from your course and your path, and sometimes you just have to stay headstrong and push through it no matter what, and make sure you don't get distracted. I'm so happy to say that we've gotten through our first 7 days of this 28-day adventure. We have really just been this week just kind of focusing on foundation and grounding. Again, the new moon, which is this phase, is about making the body feel safe enough to heal. So we've taken the time to really allow ourselves to work with our nervous system by trying to calm down all of these different body parts. the issue is that healing doesn't happen when we are on fight or flight or when we feel threatened, right? And we want to do our grounding to stabilize the energy field. And Reiki can help us do that. It can help us really get deeper into that. And oh, this is a good one. I forgot I wrote this one down. Also, part of this journey is to kind of get rid of that background stress that we don't really realize we have, right? It's not until we actually take the times to slow down, actually allow ourselves to rejuvenate, to relax, that we can start seeing the things that we're holding on to that no longer serve us. And the reason why I wanted to start off on a more physical level is that our lower chakras, after doing several research and stuff, govern our survival, digestive, and safety, and basic emotional regulation. If they are dysregulated, then really any higher spiritual work doesn't feel good, doesn't feel safe, doesn't feel floaty. So this first week was just really coming back to the body, just really coming back into feeling safe again, you know, and not trying to fix things, but just really trying to create safety and security. And it starts with our body. It starts with our physical body. So I really hope this first week kind of resembled exactly that. And feel free to watch them over again. I did want to add our fun little Reiki fact, which is Reiki is spiritually inclusive. So I know many people that have different religious paths that do use Reiki, and other people have different spiritual paths as well. But for me personally, as well as those other folks that I've had conversations with, Reiki helps connect us even closer to that, closer to the divinity, to divine. It aids in our practices more than anything. And again, it's more of a way of life, you know, it's not a dogma. So it's a very beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm glad to be able to share it to you all. So let us head on out. Until I see you next, stay safe, stay blessed, and peace out, y'all. We'll be starting our second week with day 8 being the immune system reset. So yes, till then, stay safe, stay blessed, and peace out, y'all. Till next time.